What's most important, what's the only thing that goes to the boardroom? Bubble charts. Have you ever felt that you were a little different? Me too. My father was an ex-Catholic priest who had a PhD in theology, spoke multiple languages, and read a book a day. My mom was a hardworking, oldest of 9 with a master's in English and an ex-Catholic nun. My brother went to the #1 high school in the world, Phillips Exeter Academy, and my sister went to Harvard. Then there was me, the dyslexic middle child, super confident with a chip on my shoulder, so I got into a lot of fights. I love sports and being on a team. It took a while, but I got my degree. I knew early on that my path would be unorthodox, and I needed to learn from the brilliance around me and to develop my own hard-hitting instincts. Now, after 25 years transforming Fortune 500 companies, I'm sharing how I became half monk and half hitman to help others to be balanced, high performers in business and in your life. Hello everyone, John Hunter here with HunterX, and today we're going to talk about bubble charts. Now this is, I think, one of many in a series of lessons really applied to selling, in particular selling in technology, but not really. I'll give you some examples, extrapolate it out across different industries. But this one comes from me personally. A person that shaped my worldview of selling came from a guy at American Express who started running sales. He then went in to be CIO. Then he went in to be the COO. Now he's the CEO of the bank. And his name's Steve Squeri. He's a really tall guy from Queens. He's very intimidating. And as I was coming up, and I had the fortune of doing business with him, and I learned a bunch of different things. But today, the main thing I took away at the time, I wasn't sure of what different personas were looking for as far as value. You know, I was always like, oh, the cost saving, I'm going to save you a bunch of money. I'm going to simplify this. And what I learned early on, and I've been sticking to it, is the only thing that's going to make it to the boardroom I learned from this experience was a bubble chart. So if you don't know what a bubble chart is, bubble charts are these financial graphical depictions of what a combination of different attributes to cost, revenue impact, risk, a variety of different metrics on them. So if you just picture it like an L axis and you have these big bubbles on it, and right, and then so you got an idea in the business, and then it's how do I get that idea, a big bubble, into production. So if you're not a tech person, it's real simple, right? We got a big brain on Brad sitting over in the corner. He's got a great idea to go get new revenue by delivering a new application. And then what happens? All the complexity, all the IT people, all the finance, all the lawyers get involved, and it's like, shit, that's going to take a really long time. And so a lot of times that is what the CIO persona's main charter is. I would argue, my humble opinion, it is the main charter of every global enterprise CIO. And that's the lesson learned. It's bubble charts. How fast can you move that idea, that big bubble of revenue, into production so the company can beat the competition, take market share, drive the stock price up, drive EPS, etc. Does it mean all the other things don't matter? No, they do matter. They just don't matter in that meeting. It's table stakes. It's assumed that you're going to take out 20% of the operating expense all the time. Well, how do you do that? Standard reference architectures, removing vendors, doing more with less, simplifying the environment. What else is important for these large companies? You may know governance. So let me get this straight. You want me to help you move revenue streams, get into new markets, protect and gain market share. You want me to do it while cutting costs, reducing my footprint, reducing the complexity, standardizing on fewer reference architectures, modernizing the environment, simplifying the environment, cloud, SaaS, etc. And you want me to keep the Russians out, the North Koreans, the Chinese, every hacker in the world, and you want me to watch Sarbanes-Oxley 404 violations, Basel 1, Basel 2. Yeah. That's the CIO's job. That's mind-blowing, difficult. And a lot of these folks since 2008 have changed out because they thought their job was one or the other. The job is all of them. But if you're looking for up leveling your messaging or your sales efforts or your marketing efforts, no matter what industry you're in, one, what problem are you solving? Are you reducing cycle time? Are you helping moving a bubble into production? No, that's not really what we do. We're really about taking out costs. That's okay. You may work on the CFO, you may work on the head of finance, you may work on the accounting guys, but if you can truly take out tangibly 10, 15% of the cost of doing business, you're going to get a meeting. And what are you also good at? We're really good at understanding how Sarbanes-Oxley works. We understand how these systems, if they're touched or become vulnerable, you could be a violation, it could be a governance violation. And you can get funding and initiatives approved by just being a governance solution. Don't ever dismiss it. And of course, we're going to get more and more funding for tried and true, proven solutions to keep the place secure. They just can't be one or the other. It's not a one or the other proposition. You can't go into these customers and say, well, you can't go get revenue because I need to go buy 8,500 tools and security and lock down the whole place. It doesn't work. You have to have your hat on about what's reasonable from security, what's reasonable in governance, what's reasonable taking out all this expense, and what's most important, what's the only thing that goes to the boardroom: bubble charts. My name is John Hunter. This is HunterX. Hope you found it useful today. Go get you some bubble charts. Go get you some revenue. You go get some cost takeout, and hopefully you have a great career. Talk to you soon.